Here's an interesting narrative, Pete. Right.
Right.
Tom's saying Rangers are grinding out results. Celtic have won 8 and drawn 1 of the last 9 games, and that's pretty impressive. But they're the ones getting all the criticism, and Brendan's getting the criticism for, quite rightly, the performances aren't at the level that we expect them to be. Should we expect that? This is a newish team with a different coach, but they're still winning the games. But the narrative is Celtic are struggling and Rangers are doing really well.
Well, listen, it's a great point that you make, and on the basis of the two.
You can understand,
Peter, that not me.
Yeah, but you can understand why. You can understand why Brendan would get a bit specky about it. Like, you know what I mean?
Listen, I absolutely have no problem with any manager getting spiky at all. You know, we offer our opinion every now and then. I'm quite happy for a manager to leather me. Along the way, I'm quite happy for a manager in a club to bar me. But the point here is the unrest, or the narrative that Brendan's putting out that people have got it in for him. The story here is about Celtic fans, whether they're demanders or have a sense of entitlement. They were expecting 2 things from this Celtic side when Brendan came back. Brendan, who left in circumstances which irked Celtic fans. They were looking at it and saying, OK, he's come back after the Ange Postecoglou treble and the way that the team played and the way they played in European football. And all Celtic fans are asking is, OK, he's back. You're asking us to accept him back after the circumstances of his departure. He's a great coach. He's a great coach, Brendan Rodgers. Is he coming back just to win the league? The general feeling among Celtic fans is, surely you're going to back him and they're going to be able to do something in Europe. That's what the general feeling is, rightly or wrongly. That's what the feeling was. So when he comes back, they don't do anything in Europe. The football for them is back to where it was just before he left, and they're looking at it and saying, where was the spark? They just haven't seen it. That doesn't mean to say that they're out there in their thousands, they're paying their money. It's not journalists, not Peter Martin or somebody on BBC or anybody.
I agree with you. But
it's the fans.
You see the point I'm trying to make at the minute, the way the narrative is, you've got, like, everything's great on this side of the fence. The results are the same.
Yeah, but do you know why, Neil? Do you know why?
Because
they were used to
the same.
And no disrespect to the Managers Association here, but the Rangers fans were used to a narrative of complete claptrap from Michael Beale. You know, you think Steven Gerrard and Gary McAllister had done nothing, and this was the new technical genius who knew football inside out. So the Rangers fans were used to this, and they were watching Celtic come to Ibrox and beat them, and they were watching Celtic win the treble, and they were saying, we're not having it. You're not the great coach that you portrayed yourself out to be. And despite all the stuff that he started to say and waffle at the end, the Rangers fans had had enough of him. So from drawing games, and they drew, the final nail in the coffin for Giovanni Van Bronckhorst was a draw at St Mirren. Then they go into Michael Beale with this, he's the light, the way and the truth. It didn't materialise. They eventually saw through the whole smokescreen. Now they've got a manager who suddenly made them difficult to beat, and they're winning.
Ah, right, you say that. But his record, Michael Beale had a similar record. Michael last season was beating everybody bar Celtic.
Well, that's not necessarily the case. He was drawing and dropping crucial points in certain games, and that's what they couldn't put up with it.
Right.